Hello everybody, October 9th, 2023. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. First up, what I said on Friday. Bears were potentially waking up here, and we did see them finally wake up a bit today and start to dump down. It's a question mark whether or not we have actually begun the dump down to the 20K area or not. We could still just be in chop right now, but we'll just have to wait and see what's going on. So let's just dive in here. All right, zooming out. I've gone over in the last couple of videos the larger picture, so I'm not going to do that again. But suffice to say that this yellow zone here is what the bulls absolutely need to hold, and we need to see a reaction, a nice big reaction from that area in order to go into the bullish scenario, but the bullish scenario is quite unreliable as it relies on a diagonal. So I'm not convinced by it. We may just crash through. It could be going down to 10K or lower. That is very much a possibility. But in the meantime, we are looking at this micro action, and we are looking at a WXY upwards in what I believe is a B wave. And that is the B wave from the move down off the top. So the move here is our A wave. A is right there. Move up is B, and we should be going down in C, or again, potentially something more bearish, but down to at least this 24.5 area, and probably more like sub 24, even down to 21K. That is the main scenario still. It's the thing that makes the most sense, but Bitcoin, likes to do its own thing. So we'll see. Bullish alternative would be this 5-wave diagonal going up, but be warned, 5-wave diagonals can also be counted as 3 waves. And the way that we would count this as 3 waves is that basically this is W. This is, I'm sorry, that's not W. You do this again. A, B, C, here's W. A, B, C, here's X. And then we get A, B, C up, and here would be Y. So instead of 5 waves, it can easily be 3 waves like this, right? W, X, Y, and then still go down, because this 29, 30K area is not high enough to invalidate the bearish scenario. Like, we've got room up to probably about 31K before that bearish scenario is invalidated. So just keep that in mind. Even that 5-wave diagonal is not a slam dunk. If we get to this area, it would need to then do 3 waves down, hold that as 3 waves, and start pushing up again before we could be confident in it. Otherwise, as I said, that could be WXY up, and it can still go down into this sub 24K area that I've been looking for. All right, so there's the bullish alternative, which is not super strong. All right, closer up here, zooming in a little bit. Assuming we're already in the C wave, which hopefully we are, I believe that we have a wave 1 right here. We have an ABC and a flat wave 2 right there. And we should have begun the move down in wave 3. Okay, so let's take a look at what's happening within that. And this has gotten a little bit messy so far. So my initial thought was that this is 1, this is 2. You can see that's a nice little ABC there. And then this is the micro 1 and 2. Again, nice little ABC up. Okay, and then we had a big dump, big sell-off indicative of a 3rd wave. Okay, now the problem is this green line is kind of the line that says, this 4 is maybe not correct, because I was looking for this to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, but coming up above the green line is not good for the 4th wave. Now, I can argue that it hasn't sustained above it yet, but assuming it does sustain above it, that wave 4 is no longer viable. Now, that's not necessarily a problem. Micro action is pretty difficult to track. So instead of our first wave here, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead of our first wave ending there, I would argue that our first wave simply ended here instead. And I'm just wrong about the micro action. You know, potentially this is 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Potentially we already have 5 waves down in a wave 1, and therefore we're working on wave 2, and that is this danger zone right here. If we go up from here, it would be as an A, B, C, and we would enter the danger zone. That would be wave 2, and we can then proceed directly into this circle 3, and then 4 and 5 to finish off parentheses 3. So that is the bearish way to look at this, even if we go up higher. Let me zoom in even further. I have a bullish alternative on here. So this is danger zone for that to be a wave 2. That comes into play if we sustain above this green line. Okay, if we remain below this green line, come down here, and then get a bounce up, then I'm inclined to say that my original count is correct, and this is our wave 1, as I said. So anyway, we'll keep that in mind because we haven't actually sustained above that area quite yet. But bullish alternative essentially involves going up 1, 2, 3 needs to go through the danger zone up to at least 28,175, then hold 4, and then wave 5 up to at least 28,366, give or take. And then it's a question mark at that point, you know, what exactly it's doing. It's probable, if we get those 5 waves up, that from there we then see a 3-wave pullback like this. This would be our A wave, this would be our B wave, and then we would get our C wave up, and that would finish off 5 or Y, depending on if it's the bullish scenario or the bearish scenario. Okay, so that's likely what I would expect. If we get up here into this 28.4-ish area again, I'll expect a pullback, and then I'll expect a push up closer to 30K. Okay, so that is on the table for now, if we push up to about 28.4. And I think that's pretty much all I have, honestly, at this point in time. Assuming we stay below that area, you know, when we don't do 5 waves up, I'm looking for this continued slide down. As of right now, it looks like, you know, this is going to go down to about 25.5. If it does slide down in this scenario here, that's not deep enough to give us this yellow quite yet, and so I'll assume that this is actually part of a larger one. That's 1. We get a nice big 2, and then 3, 4, 5 probably takes us down to the lower end of this at 21K. But we'll just have to continue letting the low time frame action dictate what we're doing, and we will go from there. I am short. I was shorting 28. I shorted up to 28.3, which is pretty much exactly where that topped out, so that's cool. I'm actually hedged long now as well. I'm still riding those shorts, but when I saw this look like an ABC here, I sent out an alert to members, long, did a hedge long there, and we'll just see. You know, I'll ride that up if necessary. Honestly, at this point, it kind of looks like that is another ABC, so this can certainly fail and just fall down. But we'll wait and see. Continue letting the low time frame action dictate our plan. All right, everybody, that's all I've got. I will update you all on Friday. Oh, keep in mind, this week I believe is pretty busy with like financial news and stuff. I think we have PPI inflation. I think we have CPI inflation, and I think the FOMC minutes are getting released at some point as well. So lots of stuff that might make this go like this. So be safe. It can probably be a very choppy week here.